Hey peeps, one of my higher viewed videos about fixing my headphones, which are right here, had a couple of requests about how to fix headphones if you can't get sound out of one side. And after a couple of weeks, I remembered that I had another pair of headphones. Where'd I put them? Oh, right here. I was making sure they were charged. Lol. They broke on the same ear, the right ear, for the same reason, pulling it in and out over and over all day when people ask me questions. And this one doesn't have sound in that ear. So I'm going to see today in this video if I can fix that. Before we get into the video, I do want to show you guys how the other one's been holding up with the acrylic cement that I put on it, even though it's not acrylic. Hopefully you can see that. It's been holding up. For some reason, acrylic cement seems to bond ABS, acrylic, and some other plastics that I've done in different repair jobs. I don't know why, don't ask me, but it works. I still haven't tried it on PVC. I never really messed around with PVC. I let plumbers deal with that. But I have created parts for my old car with it by buying pieces of plastic off Amazon and eBay. So check this out. This is the box that I shoved my other headphones in when I got the WIC400s from Sony. Because I thought someday I might be able to figure out how to fix it. But then I got an idea the other day. The sound's not working. And I know the sound's not working in this one in the ear, because the day before it completely died, it was cutting in and out. Also, if I take this off and clean this nasty earwax off, ew, gross, this piece completely comes off. Here, I'll get another phone going maybe, and I'll take some pictures using a macro lens so you can see what I mean. For this step, I'm just pouring some rubbing alcohol into a small container, and I'm going to use some Q-tips to wipe these down. That takes all that earwax off. But these headphones are way cheaper than the Sony WIC400s. These are Panasonic Level U Pro. I did like how the headpieces magnetically held each other. Whenever this part came off, you had a chance of ripping apart the inside. Here's a picture of the little silver things that popped out when I took the earbud things off of the earphones. The one on the right has a ring that's super tiny, and it left the gross earwax on so you could see it, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be like microscopic. Hopefully in this picture you can see how the left earbud still has a screen and the right one does not. And I think that has something to do with how it quit working. But I'm actually going to put these earbuds back on for the next step. Is to do testing. So I charged them up beforehand. Do some quick testing to make sure that the left still works as I think it does, because I'm going to need to verify that before I move on. So I've got a cell phone here. Put this in the pairing mode, but remember how to pair with this old cell phone. Oh, there it is. Level U Pro. Beep boop. I only hear beep boop in the left side. This is actually the device my son uses to record his mic when he's shooting YouTube videos at my house. There's a song I put on here. It's weird. It's quieter in the right side. Now that I remember, that was one of the phases it went through till it completely broke, so me cleaning it fixed it a little bit more. But here's my idea. I know from experience and how this broke that it broke inside of here. So I went on Amazon and bought some headphones in the range between $5 and $10, just some whatevers, and I'm going to put those on here, replace them. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you a couple of things you want to note. If you get headphones like these, count how many connectors there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have 4, that means it's TRRS, which means there's a microphone in there. Don't worry about it, but if there's 3, it's easier. If there's 4, you just have to make sure you cut this wire above this part, because you don't need all 4 wires, you only need 3. It's hard to remember, but look at it this way. This is the left earbud, and there's 2 wires inside of here going to the earbud, and there's actually 3 at this point, because one of them's for the microphone. And the headphone and the microphone share a ground. We don't need that extra wire, and we don't want to deal with the complication of trying to figure out which wire is which. So I'm actually just gonna grab some scissors and cut these right here at the same length. I know the right side is the bugaboo. So I want about 3 inches of overlap, give or take. 1, 2, 3, because about 1 inch of it is gonna be shrunk in. You'll see what I mean. Cut that off. Goodbye, broken headphone. Get out of my life. Now this, I gotta be super careful that I don't use one of the holes that's too small. So I'm gonna start at one that looks too big and see if it grabs it. Nope. One that's a little bit smaller. Nope. Here's that. Looks like it'll grab it. Now I want to go back 1.5 inches. And I turn the wire a couple times. Yank that off. Trash. Inside of here, I've got 2 grounds actually, and the positive. So let's see what's inside of this one. Again, I'm gonna take off 1.5 inches. Oh, look at that. A red, a ground with yellow stuff on it, and a white. Look at this tiny little itty bitty lighter I got from Amazon. I wish it were bigger. Here's my thumb for scale. I hate them. This is the wired headphone. See how there's 3? And I have to figure out which one of these 2 grounds is the regular ground and which one's the one for the headphones. This one's gonna be easier to figure out because one's red and one's white. There's a way I can test it. It's way too small to use these on. So let's use a lighter to get some of this heat shrink to come back. This other one, this other kind of ground is actually just a shield. And this one's just nylon. Now that I'm looking at it, thought there'd be wire in it, but there's not. It's just nylon stuff for whatever reason. So I bet you this green one is the positive, and this one's got nylon on the inside. Now the reason why I'm burning it is because this nylon is not conductive, and it's wrapped around it. I've done headphones in the past. I used to fix wired headphones this way. This is my first time doing wireless to wired mod. I just need a tiny bit of solder. I already got my soldering iron hot. Believe it or not, back in the day I used to do this without the helping hands thingy. This is not going to be the final solder job, by the way. It is not going to go without some twisting. I wish I could skip this part, but you can't. Because sometimes the polarity is reversed from one model to another. That's not going to stick without some flux. I usually use toothpick, but I can't find any right now, so I'll use this twist tie to put some flux on here. Just need a tiny bit. Now that'll stick. So I'm thinking it's one with a nylon in it, and I got the one side plugged in. So let's go like this. I heard this side. Okay. Yeah. Cross my eyes and figure out which wire it is. All testing fail. Yeah. Oh, my eyes hurt from crossing them. That didn't work. So these definitely have to be heat treated in order for electrons to flow. Get out of the way, soldering thingy. You should move it. Go down. Oh, it's all twisted around. Do not burn yourself. Do not burn yourself. How do I know the difference between these two? Marker. Okay, the first one I'm trying has some black on it from the black marker. Twist them around each other. This nylon business is for the birds. All right, so put a little bit of flux on there. Burn them back. Twist them together a little bit. Now they're too flimsy. I clamp them together and give them the solder. The red one came off of the green. This is kind of madness. And the green might be a ground too. All right, it's the one with the black mark. So I got sound to come out of it. All right, let's see if I got the same audio quality or audio level. Because if it's too quiet, I still might have the wires wrong. No, it sounds about right. Now I'm jamming. We need to make this more permanent. I got a pen, I got a pen. You want to write down what colors they are. So the white is the ground. And that goes to that one. This other one is just a shield. I can wrap that around. Maybe, or just leave it, doesn't really matter. And then the red and green. Red goes to green. Now I'm gonna for reals wire it up. Turn this off. First one I want to do is apply a little bit of heat. By the way, this whole time I've been using a low heat soldering iron because this wire is so thin. If you give it too much heat, you'll destroy the wire in such a way that it won't carry electrons anymore, which means it will not carry sound. Separating these. There we go. I got a bit of a nub on the end I want to cut off. I want some more of this protective stuff off, this insulator, because I'm going to be replacing it. Now we got like 1.5 inches. When I actually go to do this, I'll use the macro lens so you can see. Cut the gnarly ends off. Now the green one doesn't actually have any insulation on it. It's nylon stuff that's wrapped around it. It still insulates it, but in a different way than wrapping it in plastic or rubber or rubberized plastic, whatever it is. I'll show you what I mean. Sorry I can't get a better shot than this. I'm using my macro lens, but this nylon wrapped one doesn't have insulation like the other one does. I want to peel back. So I'm going to use scissors, just a tiny bit on here. Not even to cut it. I'm just going to barely nick it. So that's nylon too. I just lit it up and it wants to burn right off. Whatever, bro. Before I do this, I want to put a couple pieces of different kinds of heat shrink on there. Super tiny and a little bit thicker kind. Get this nylon out of the way again. Now we've got these two wrapped around each other, and I took a picture of that. You want them wrapped around, going both ways. It's going to make it strong. And I'm going to put flux on it, burn it. Normally you just use a soldering iron to heat the flux, but this has got all that nylon junk in it. It doesn't want to hold on to solder. Let's give it more flux and just leave it on this time. Oh, there we go. That's good. All right, in the picture you can see there's some silver on there. And I want to cover this with the heat shrink, especially in the area where this is going to be touching its counterpart. Well, this is my conclusion. It may be possible to do this, but I'm not delicate enough. It's all torn up and stuff. Maybe if I started over with another pair of these and then had to test, see which wire was what, and had better equipment. This is why I always buy cheap headphones, because I've had expensive ones a couple times and they do last a little bit longer than other headphones. But when they break the same way. Then you have to replace them. It's not worth it for cheap headphones. And I'm sorry if people were misunderstood what the previous video was about, but it was obvious. That one was about a cracked earpiece that I used acrylic cement to put back together. So if you got headphones with one of the earbuds quit working, maybe you know somebody that's better at soldering than me and could fix it with the idea I just had. But if you don't, I recommend you just go online and buy some more cheap headphones. That's what happened to me when these broke, is I went online and bought the other ones and they lasted me like a year and then they broke, but luckily they broke in a way I could fix. Why don't you guys comment below if you've ever fixed anything with soldering, and if you've got any ideas how somebody can improve my process, put that below too. I've been Robert Jene. I'm signing out. Bye.